What is up, guys? Pittsburgh Weiss Schwarz back again. We're here with Girls Band Party Volume 2. It's finally here. I was waiting for the set for a long time. I got Andy and Brian on the call with me today, and we're going to run through all the cards in the set, starting with yellow. You guys know the deal with these.
I know the deal.
We do know the deal.
We don't have to read Heart of the Cards translations this time, so hopefully...
I don't need to make up the names. That's not fun.
Hold on, let me pull the hot seat translations up. Let me read the Japanese names.
Please, no. So yeah, they're in English this time. So hopefully we don't miss any effects. All right. So
I'm excited. I haven't seen all these cards yet, so
yeah, me neither.
Let's get in there.
All right,
We got Kokoro. Here's some extra cheese. Here's some extra cheese. Kokoro.
Cheesy Kokoro. Here's some extra cheese. Oh, we're off to a good start.
Oh boy.
Sorry. Here's some extra cheer. Kokoro Tsurumaki. During your turn, if you have another music character, she gets 3,000 power, and when she attacks, you can pay 1. You do trigger check twice. So it's what, 6,500 twin drive. Just on command. That's pretty good.
That's not terrible, nah.
Twin Drive is really good in this set. Well, I guess not in this set. Twin Drive is always very good. It's just getting better because there are more things you want to trigger, like standby.
Standbys or whatever. This also seems like it'd be really good, like, with the cards from the last BanG Dream set they had. Like, there's like an emphasis on triggering Soul.
Yeah, where you play the Soul Heavy Hella Happy deck.
Like the level 1 Kokoro that each time you trigger a Soul, you
It's weird in that deck. In that deck, its only real use is to pay out a second triggered climax from your last thing's twin drive, because it doesn't like give the search effect to a character. It's on that Kokoro from multi-live. It has to be that one's trigger checks that reveal Soul for you to search. But I mean, like, it's still useful. I think
it still kind of fits that whole theme, I guess.
I feel like this is a reason for you to like splash enough yellow in 8 standby to play this card, unless there's a more usable twin drive.
Does BanG Dream have any other twin drives?
There's like the Ron that you can clock from.
Yeah, there's the alarm.
Girls Band 1.
Yeah, that has to be in your clock though. This is just on a body, and it's a 6,500.
I think this card is like really playable. Just in like you could splash this into pretty much every BanG Dream deck.
As long as you have yellow.
Like you like you just attack. Save this as your last attack, and if you ever trigger a climax along the way, you get to pay it out for free.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
Just, like,
you don't even feel bad fielding it.
The ability to pay out climaxes that you trigger during your combat step is immensely valuable.
It's just so convenient and so splashable. And the cost for running that effect is you have to play 6,500 1-0, which is not a cost.
Yeah. And like your BanG Dream, you don't expect much stuff to live back anyway, unless you're playing very specific builds. There are very few BanG Dream builds that expect to live cross turn at 1 most of the time, unless you're fielding like bombs, I guess. I do think that it's unfortunate that the cards that utilize twin drive don't like give effects anywhere. So like this would be cool that you wouldn't like, if you could give the effect with the other Kokoro, you wouldn't need to run the bear. My bad. Excuse me.
Oh,
you wouldn't need to run the bears. But you kind of want to run those anyway because of the Hogami, since you get the double combo.
But rest 2 brainstorm.
It's still really good. I mean, like, what did I read somewhere? I think it was Kit on Twitter from the Burn One. He was like,
I love Kit from Twitter.
The Kit from Twitter.
There are so many. He was talking about how there are so many like good reasons to like put twin drive in every deck, especially when you're running standby, because there are so many like good things you want to trigger rather than play.
Like I know for sure I'm gonna throw this in my BanG Dream deck. I'm gonna take out that 1-0 Conan I run and throw this in, just because like you just can search it whenever you need it. If you're like going into your next deck and you have a lot of climaxes left and you want to make sure you go in clean,
Or
Just
just
search this
strikes
up.
your chances, yeah.
Mhm.
It's still good. Like, it does require you to have enough yellow to field it at 1, but, like, whatever. It's like, you can run some Hogami bombs and some Spaghet drop searchers.
Well, what if
You're
your whole
done.
deck is what if your whole deck is yellow?
Well, you know what,
And
Brian?
definitely run this card.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's super
Mhm.
splashable.
I think we can get to the
super
scoring. Right? I'd give it an A. I think it's solidly playable.
I'm also giving it a yeah. It's definitely a good card that is
Yeah,
worth
definitely
running
more
if you
than
can make room for
playable.
it.
Easy middle road A. All right, moving on.
All right, we have On the Path to Dreams Chisato, or as Heart of the Cards calls it, Road to a Dream Chisato.
Oh my god. Stop.
You're
You're off the tee, Brian.
Okay, yeah, you're right. If you have if you have 4 or more colors on stage, this card gets 1500 power. On play, heal 1. I think at the beginning of your encore step, if you have the wind in your climax area, and this is on your center stage, and your opponent does not have any characters in his, so if your opponent's field is Joker reversed, you can pay 2 and trigger Fever. Choose one of your characters, rest it, deal 3 damage to your opponent. So pay 2, burn 3, potentially save something that crashed.
So Fever, if you guys didn't know, is a mechanic that started in, or I think it's actually unique to Bang Dream, right?
To my knowledge.
Yeah, the other replays.
Yeah, the replay mechanic itself is in a couple of other sets like No Game No Life and Gun Gale.
But Fever, where you have to Joker reverse being everything on your opponent's center stage is either reversed or empty. And then it goes off on your encore step at the beginning of your encore step before you do anything else. Which is important for other effects. Yeah, so this is like the big other finisher that people were talking about when like these were being spoiled back when it was a new JP set. I don't know if it held any water.
No, I feel like it's just okay.
I mean, burning 3 is good. You get to save your field. Like the rest of the character, it does note that it does not have to be a standing character, and you can technically rest a character that is already rested. So all that does is save a character that is reversed.
As someone who's played like a good bit of pastel palettes, like before, I always looked at this card and thought it was just kind of worse than the Aya finisher. Because like, if you reverse the whole field, you get to pay 2 to burn 3. But with the Aya combo, which is the one where if you have all 4 colors and you attack with the Aya, then you can restand a blue character. So, yeah, that Aya. The other Aya finisher. I think she's a little bit better. Because you don't have to fully reverse their whole field. And attacking, again, is basically like burning for 3 with a climax out.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And it's quote-unquote... Well, I guess it's technically 1 stock. You pay 2, pitch 2 cards. Stand it, swing again.
And I think the come into play effect's more useful too. Like the Aya digs for her own climax. She looks at the top 3 and adds 1 to hand.
Yeah, this does. That's what I was gonna say. This does not dig for its own climax. However, you can. So the lists that are running this are running the Hogami tutor.
Right, because the climax is yellow.
The climax is yellow, so that's kind of a non-issue if you wanted to make this work, which is notable. So you can tutor the climax.
It's just a little scary with all these wall decks coming around.
Heal finishers are just really good. Yeah, there are a lot of wall decks coming, but it is also on wind. Although, like, you know, that's kind of sacky. It's on bounce.
Yeah, wind is cool.
I don't know. I definitely want to mess with this card. Burn 3 is really good. Like, you know, burn 3. Yeah, it's just like.
What are we listening to?
That was something that was a USB device being plugged in and unplugged for my computer. What? Okay, you know how Windows? You don't know how Windows has their like anime characters for their operating systems?
No. What is this? I've never heard of this.
Yeah. No. So a lot of software companies have their own. They call it OS ton. Like they have these, like, characters for their operating systems. Are you Googling it? They have these
I'm
characters.
I'm Googling Windows chant.
They have these characters for their operating systems and their themes based on them, like sound themes. So
Oh, I like Windows chant.
I installed
There's
it.
Windows
Yeah.
10 chant. Windows 7 chant's better though.
Anyway, back to this card. Burn 3 is just really good. The fact that it saves characters. You have to get a reverse, but this is going to go to 12k on climax play.
These are great.
It's a heal finisher. I'm sorry I derailed this entire video. Because I absentmindedly plugged my phone.
They even have figures.
They do not have figures. I've tried to buy the one for my desk at work. The one that comes with Visual Studio. I've tried to find it. It costs like $1,000 because it comes with a enterprise license of Visual Studio 10.
These Windows chant figures do exist. You gotta look harder, bro.
All right.
All right, yeah, heal finishers are pretty good. Instances of 3 damage are pretty good. I feel like this finisher as a whole is just fine.
I think it's above average because it's a heal finisher. Like, what's this competing with? Like, Yukina?
Yeah.
Yukina? Yeah.
Like, no, I'm saying as a heal finisher. Like,
Yeah,
as a burn finisher. On reverse burn finisher, what is this competing with?
I guess Yukina or
Yukina.
I guess Mocha
I mean, it's
counts.
Mocha's broken. We don't talk about Mocha. But yeah, I feel like this is totally serviceable as an on-reverse burn. And like the card's cheap. Pastel Palette Core has always been cheap comparatively. Other builds, so like I think you're gonna see this card. I think this card's totally fine. You do only have to win like if they double this, they only have to go into their turn with 1 stock threshold overhead after playing their stuff to burn you for 3
Yeah,
twice.
I guess so.
And they can crash their lane and leave damage buffer, which is either really good or really bad depending on what deck you're playing against. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You can always rest your character that lives, or rest quote unquote your back row character, even if it's already rested, because you do as much of the effect as you can. It doesn't say it's a cost, so it works just like how people do with a clean cut, how you can rest something and not move it back.
Yeah, I guess one thing that I just realized that I guess we can talk about for a second is if you're crashing a third lane, say you're running 2 of these, that third lane has to be matching in power at least, because your opponent's field has to be Joker reverse to trigger Fever here.
Well, it doesn't have to be matching in power. It has.
Well,
to.
yeah, right. But if you're crashing in order to save it with the Chisato effect.
Oh, so yeah, I guess what you're saying is the rest only matters if you tie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Yeah, that is weird. Like, doesn't even mean anything. Like they came up with the fever effect before they knew what would trigger fever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm ready to throw out a rating on this. I'm gonna give it a B+. It's not ridiculous like on reverse burners are, like Yukina, but I think it's still very playable. It's on Wind. Wind is well positioned right now. It is even more well positioned after Bunny Girl and stuff come out.
Yeah, Bunny Girl and Goblin Slayer are both coming.
Yeah, so
I mean, I disagree with that. I think that with Bunny Girl coming and with Goblin Slayer coming, this gets worse. Because you have to Joker reverse, and that's harder if they have huge walls with backups.
That is a point.
Yeah, you're right. I was more so talking about just Wind, not this card.
I mean, yeah, Wind gets better. I don't know. I'd still give it a B+. I just think I like the Aya finisher a bit better. The one that doesn't require you to Joker reverse, but essentially does the same thing.
The big thing about this is that it's a heal burner, which they're few and far between, and they're generally good. You're like being defensive and offensive at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's fine. It's playable. Having to reverse your opponent's entire field is something, but
it's worse at level 3, right? Like it's a lot
for sure. It's worse at level 3.
Oh wait. Okay, real quick, I just remembered. There's a card in BanG Dream that's a level 3 or lower reverser.
Which character is it?
It is a 3/2 Aya that early plays if you have 6 or more climaxes in Grave. What else does it do? Let me pull it up here.
I don't know, but that sounds.
It top checks 3, adds 1, and bombs a level 3 or lower opponent as long as you have 2 other music characters on your field.
That sounds like something you play in this deck.
Yeah, that helps you get it off. So maybe it doesn't matter if we're talking about. I don't think that affects the score at all.
No,
but that's definitely a card you put in this list.
Definitely, yeah. Especially with all the wall decks. Maybe this is a lot better then, because you get wind and you have this.
Yeah, because of
bomb.
You have the support.
And then you can crash the bomb in and then stand it or rest it with the
save the bomb. Yeah, okay. All right. That makes a lot more sense.
I like that.
And the bomb digs you into the wind. If you
Sounds pretty good. I'm starting to like this a little bit more.
Yeah. I think the B+ was still generous enough.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's good. Good enough. Next.
It's fine, yeah.
Not as good as Aya is the big sticking point. Okay, so this is where I belong, Misaki Okusawa. So when you play this from your hand or by the auto effect of the other bear, you can salvage a character from your waiting room, and then climax combo at the beginning of your encore step. If you have Glistening Sun, which is this other wind, in your climax area, you can pay 2 and pitch 1. If you do, you mill top 6 and deal X. Where X is the number of trigger icons. Note trigger icons, not number of cards with soul triggers on them. And this gets 1,000 power until the end of your opponent's next turn. So it sits cross turn at 11.
This is kind of like the thing you run in Standby Bar for
the Asana.
Yeah. Brian and I were talking about this earlier.
We were brewing this a day or two ago.
And the big thing is that I realized when I was messing with like Bar Standby Sal is that the number of trigger icons, like you can hit double soul, like stock soul triggers, which you kind of want to run in Hello Happy decks anyway. So you don't need to run
because the Kokoro level 1 combo is busted.
And if you're compressing, I'm gonna ignore that. When you're compressing normally, as Hello Happy's like want to do, like they have pretty good compression tools, like Amagi, like they have Akatsuki, like ways to like set their deck up pretty well, like lots of ditch outs. You don't have to like worry about flooding your deck with soul triggers the way you do with the multi-live wind combo.
Right.
Because if you hit 1 Orchestra of Smiles, that's pay 2, pitch 1, burn 2.
Carmen, I jumped ahead to the second half of this card. The second half of the combo.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that in a second.
The sweater or whatever. This is like, okay, so it's an on-play healer, and then after she attacks, you can sacrifice her to put this card on your field from your waiting room.
Right, she changes, and then you salvage off of the double rare Misaki here, and then during your encore step, you can proc the combo.
So not only do you get these burn effects, but you get multiple attacks. You can get up to 6 attacks, right?
No, it comes in rested.
Comes in rested, but the combo still goes off because it's start of encore step.
Oh, it comes in rested?
Yeah, it comes in rested, yeah. It's not that good.
No, that would be...
I was going to say.
The 3-2, basically, the other one basically just gives you an on-play heal. Like, it just lets you run healers and also run the same card.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I kind of like, just looking at the Misaki, I kind of like how, there's a few things I like about this card. When you play it, you can just grab another copy of itself from your waiting room and play it again, and then grab another copy. So, like, with one of these, you can just chain a whole bunch together.
Mm-hmm. Right, yeah, Eris style.
Yeah, and compared to the Asuna from Sword Art, I like that this mills less cards.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've seen, Carmen, I've seen you, like, mill 13 or 11 or whatever and be like, okay, burn for 7,
Yeah, no.
Sucks.
That's the one bad part about the standby build, right? Which I was getting to. So in the standby build, you're obviously running a lot of big stuff, a lot of stuff with soul triggers. So milling 11, on average, kind of sucks. You can if you're not on top of your soul triggers and you just kind of be like, oh, I need more damage, and you wanted to burn for like the on average 2.5 that you kind of want, like 2 or 3 for that cost, you like more than likely you like burned for 6 with Asuna, and it sucks. So this is less cards, and because you can run like a stock soul, and you're also every single yellow climax has a soul trigger, at least one soul trigger. As long as you're like compressed, this will probably burn for 2 or 3 in 6 cards, right? Like usually 2.
Yeah.
Like one climax and another soul trigger with normal ratios on average. I think it was when we were talking about it.
Yeah, that sounds right. But yeah, I mean 2 or 3 is right where you want it to be, so.
Oh, and it's not on reverse. It's just end of your turn, do it.
Yeah, it's not. It is notably not a fever. Yeah, and it has support. Like there's the pirate Spaghet grabs the climax or this card, I believe, or I think it grabs the healer. That changes. I don't think it grabs.
It grabs keep running until the end. So yeah, it grabs the uncommon bear that changes into it or the climax.
Okay, so yeah, so there is support to grab this, so you don't even have to waste slots on like the Hogami tutor. Although you probably run that anyway to get into your level 1. Also, this climax art, man, very strong.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
This fucking, I don't know, Kokoro's fucking stupid. You can't tell what that character's thinking.
You're gonna have to hook me up with this triple race.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this is like, how do you whiff this? That's the big thing. How does this not go off? I feel like you do this in multiples like every game. Because like you're probably running stock soul. Like
I don't know if I like stock soul in this though, because it counts as 2 for the burn, right?
I feel like you absolutely run stock soul just to stockpile enough stock to pop off with this combo, even if you hit a little bit high occasionally.
That's what I'm saying. The trade-off is like.
I mean, but it's Bang Dream. You just run toilets and whatever the green card is that you with the alarm effect, Himari.
But then you have to run blue.
Or green. Well, you don't actually have to run green. You can just clock it.
Whatever. You need like a little bit of blue.
Yeah.
I hate toilet, and I'm saying that.
Well, why not both?
Yeah. I mean,
Brian, come on. That's excessive.
So, do you run this outside of Hello Happy World? Is it really that good?
I could see it. I think I would.
I think
it's great.
I think the big thing about it, like I was saying, is how do you whiff multiples of this in the game? It seems like it's so easy if you run the Pirate Spaghet early play to get this combo off. I feel like it's literally fucking automatic.
It's like efficient too, because you don't have to pay the stock for the combo until the end.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
so you can tap low, tap out for it.
And if you change into this, it goes even because it salvages the second it comes into play. So it literally pays for its own ditch.
Mm-hmm.
If you change it,
Wait a second. Okay, so if you swing with the Michelle, and it changes, this card doesn't have to like attack. This can just come in tapped and then
yes, that's what I was saying.
Right,
yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why I was saying, how do you whiff this? How do you whiff multiples of this? It's so efficient. It's so easy to get out. How do you whiff it? The only bad part about the card is that you are milling yourself where you not only expect to, but want to hit climaxes because your ratios are such that you've set it up so you maybe hit 1 or 2 climaxes or like 1 climax and a level 3 or something. Because you probably fielded a bunch of level 3s by this point. And you're obviously, if you're playing this card, you're keeping track of your fucking soul triggers.
Right.
So on average in 6 cards, you expect to burn for 2 to 3. So 2.5. That's like your golden zone. That's what you really want. 4 kind of feels bad, man, for 2 ditch 1, but I don't know. Like people still play Xenon in English.
Yeah, that's just last shot.
Yeah, that's just last shot, and it's at the end of the turn. The only bad part of this is that you are milling 6 where you expect to not only expect 2, but 1, 2 hit climaxes, and that is making your last deck worse If you
Hey,
do
but
not
how about
kill your
this though?
opponent.
If you mill 6 enough times, you're going to get yourself close to a refresh.
Yeah, I mean, I've done.
Okay, so check this out too. With the Michelle, when it like puts this Misaki into play, you can salvage an anti-change counter or like a not anti-change. What's it called? Free fresh.
Free fresh, yeah.
Or like, there's a bunch of stuff you could do.
Yeah, you could salvage a free fresh counter. Although you're going to be pretty low on stock at that point. Free fresh counters the free fresh counter in Bang Dream is pay 3.
I mean, unless you're playing this hypothetical yellow-blue Bang Dream deck and you're running Stock Soul and Toilet and you have 1 million stock. Then you've got the blue already for the free fresh. Well, I guess the free fresh doesn't need it, but it is blue.
Yeah. I don't know. I do think the 6 is either great or bad, like in my experience with Asuna, in terms of the mill itself. Mm-hmm. It either sets you perfectly into your next deck, where then you just take no damage and you 2-turn your opponent. Or, it goes terrible and your deck's shit, and you had to do it because, if you didn't, you had no chance of winning because you just didn't play your finisher.
Yep.
That being said, if you're running this, you're in yellow, and you can do all the weird Hello Happy World stuff where maybe you run Kokoro and you run 3-2 Maritime Detective Kokoro, and maybe you stall a turn, and then you play this because it's pretty efficient.
So in that hypothetical deck, are we not running a level 1 combo?
No, you just run one of the other Stock Soul.
Oh, okay, yeah, right, obviously, duh.
Especially because the Pirate Spaghet can fucking grab its climax on play. Mm-hmm. It grabs Glistening Sun on play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is exactly the same as the other one. But it's I think maybe this one's an A- because of how efficient it is. The mill is spooky. But in an Hello Happy World deck, I think this is really good. I don't know if this is good enough to be run in a non-Hello Happy World deck. Because it requires, it's a whole thing. You have to run that early play. You have to run this bear. You have to run this.
I don't think no, I think you can have it in anything. It's splashable. That's what I like about this the most. Nothing about this card makes you have to be in Hello Happy World. You just need to have yellow somewhere in your deck to set up this top end.
Well, if you want to get the most out of it.
It's like comparing it to the last card, right? Mm-hmm. Where you need to have all 4 colors. You can't splash the Chisato. You have to be playing it in pastel. Where this, you could just use it as the top end in anything. You could use this instead of Yukina, or you could use it instead of Mocha, or whatever.
I'm saying to get the most out of it, you want to run the Bear Healer. You want to run the Pirate Kokoro that salvages either the Bear Healer or the Climax. So, that is more than just a finisher and a climax.
That's all I'm saying. That doesn't mean you're fully devoted into
I'm not saying right. I'm not saying that's necessarily a hit. I'm saying that's something to consider. To get the most out of the card, you do need to have some slots.
Run this combo optimally. You need you're spending probably at least 9 slots in your deck on this combo before the climax. You're probably running 3 and 3 and 3.
Yeah. I could see running the Barret too. Just because on play salvage is pretty good for setting itself up. Playing this from hand is fine. It's not as good as healing, especially because you still get the salvage, provided it's in your waiting room. But I guess since you want to have them in your waiting room.
Bare minimum, you don't even need the bear. You could just run 4 of this, and that's it.
That is possible.
It's a thing you could do, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's perfectly fine.
I think it's okay. The Mill 6 does scare me, though. But, I don't know, Asuna. Asuna's either super great because she doesn't cost any stock, and then lets you 2-turn super easy because you have stuff like Shield. This is, fairly stock intensive. So if you're 2-turning your opponent, what are you doing after it? Fielding shitters, maybe a climax.
Yeah.
So if your objective is a 2-turn because, oh no, I overburned, that's why I really think this is just a B, despite that, because it's either super good and it goes off perfectly and you burn for exactly what you want, or all 6 soul triggers in your deck are the top 6 cards of your deck. Because that's Weiss for you.
Those things do happen.
Like,
yeah.
milling 6 is milling 6 for something for this effect after you pay for it is just, that's very spooky to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm inclined here to give it a B plus. I feel like it's leaning more toward being a solidly good card, but I do want to play around with it a little bit and see how running the whole combo feels. How running this alone feels. How consistently you hit the right amount of damage. There's a lot of factors floating around this card that aren't quite clear yet.
So I would, excuse me, Carmen. You're in the wrong box there, homie.
Oh, am I? I'm sorry.
Yeah, excuse you.
I'm used to
Don't put scores in my boxes.
I'm sorry, Andy. That's my bad. I'm
gonna go out on a limb here and say I'd give it an A plus. I think this is better than the Chisato we looked at last, and I think this is the power here is that it's just super splashable and super stock efficient.
So for the climax,
I think it could be a real good finisher just in any BanG Dream deck.
For the uncommon that changes, Brian, that doesn't need reverse, right? It's just the end of its attack. It's at the end of its attack.
Yeah.
As long as it's on stage.
It changes from waiting room.
So not only does it not need to reverse, it literally just needs to not get memory kicked.
Right. So it can just crash. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That was the only other thing I was concerned about. Still, yeah, I think knee jerk, Andy, I definitely agree with you. Like knee jerk, I definitely wanted to give it that, but milling 6, when I think back to my experience with Asuna, which to be fair is like mill 11 is a lot spookier than mill 6. But
yeah, that's why I like this better.
It's still kind of like feels bad.
Mm-hmm.
Not great. All right,
but Wind Trigger.
Yeah, but Wind Trigger. Yeah, Wind Trigger's pretty good. Especially like yellow's like the best thing to have in BanG Dream because you're probably running some number of Kokoro and Hagami bombs anyway. It's so easy to splash yellow in BanG Dream. It's the most easily splashable color for level 3s, I think.
Agreed. Yeah. People splash in Musashi's all the time.
Yeah, it's like the most. Exactly. That's like the most splashable off finisher in BanG Dream. All right, let's move on. Real quick before Andy reads this card, we used to like do promos at the end, and I realized that like that's just not gonna fly because there are a lot of box toppers, not only previously but upcoming that are gonna be important. So I'm gonna start putting them right after the double rares. And we're going to talk about them then. So, just wanted to throw that out there.
Hint, Goblin Slayer.
Yeah. Milk truck. All right.
Okay. So, the Sakura special, Kokoro Tsurumaki. When she's reversed, if they're cost 0 or lower, you can stock bomb them. It's just a vanilla stock bomb.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Brian. There were no stock bombs in Hella Happy before this card, correct? There was the Kaoru, which is an early play stock bomb.
Correct. Yeah, I don't think there were. I mean, the Hagami exists, but it's a level 0 stock bomb.
There were no cost bombs in
Yellow. No cost bombs in Hella Happy.
So yeah, this is notable as it being the first cost bomb in Yellow, whereas green, blue, and red all have level 1 bombs of some kind, whether they are cost for Roselia or Afterglow or level reversers for Pop and Party.
Boy, do I wish this card top checked and gave power on play.
Yeah, I was gonna say like this card's all right, but why would you play this over the cost of me? Unless you're like,
if you literally just are in Yellow,
you're in Hello Happy.
Yeah,
you're a pure Hello Happy deck.
Yeah. Niche. Yeah.
I'd give it a C.
Just a C. Like
Carmen, stop.
I'm so sorry.
Stop doing it. At least put me in the bottom box then.
I'm so sorry. It's because of how we had it set up previously. I'm so used to it. All right. Next.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this red box here has always been and always will be my territory. All right, we have For the Smiles Hagami. Level 0, 1,000 power, gives level 0 characters in front of it 1,000 power, and has spammable Brainstorm. For each climax you hit, salvage a character, ditch a card. I was tooling with this a little bit. I feel like Hello Happy. I guess Hello Happy in particular, I was trying to build this in, doesn't have enough of a level 0 presence to make the 1000 power relevant. What other level 0s exist in Bang Dream?
Chisato. That's what I'm thinking.
Well,
yeah.
Chisato becomes a level 1 though.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. Worthless. What other oversizes are there?
I mean, there's the Saya.
Saya also gains a level.
Does she?
Yeah.
20 rabbits, 5,500 power.
20 rabbits. The Chara Expo promo, 20 rabbits, 4,500 if it's on the left.
Yep.
I think it's the left, yeah.
Yeah, if it's in the left lane. And it's got that big old Chara Expo hot stamp on it. But no, I do think plus 1,000 to zeros is like underrated. But
I like the effect.
Like I'm pretty low on it. Like I don't like that it doesn't give you like value over the course of the game. Because I kind of just like to sit a brainstormer down and keep it there the whole game. And I feel like this isn't a plussing brainstorm, and I feel like the 1,000 power to level 0s, that kind of
it's objectively worse. It's objectively worse than Remy.
Yeah, in my mind, I'm comparing this to, there's a Megumin in Konosuba that does the same thing. It gives power in front, but it's a rest 2 plussing, I think it's a salvage brainstorm. I run it in the Darkness deck, where you run a lot of level 0s, have a strong level 0 presence until you can get your stand and swapping Musashi shenanigans going at level 1 with enough stock.
Well, and also your level 0 chaser that gains power in front of stuff is a level 0.
Yeah, that's a thing that exists too.
Yeah, which is not a thing in Bang Dream.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it is unfortunate that the best oversize in Bang Dream is Futaba, and Futaba is a level 1. Which is what makes her such a
I
great
wouldn't call
oversize.
that unfortunate, Carmen.
Well, no, I mean unfortunate for this card. Also,
unfortunate for Hagame.
Spammable brainstorm, like bleh. Hate it.
Yeah.
Hate it. I would rather pay 1 for Remy and whiff than put this in my deck.
Yeah.
It has its uses, I guess. Like, yeah, C-.
I'd give it a double minus. I think like it is a spammable brainstorm, and that has like some merit as like a toolboxy card if you just need to get through your deck real quick. But I think you only run it if you need it. Like if you just need a spammable brainstorm just to have as a one-off, I think it could maybe work.
Yeah,
it's definitely a little bit lackluster in a set like Bang Dream that, as we said before, doesn't really expect to live on the swing back most of the time. Even at level 0, you just run a lot of bombs.
For the first effect, if you want to get the most use out of it, you need to run 4 of this card. Because you need to see it in opening hand.
You need to consistently have it at level 0.
Yeah, that's kind of gross.
Maybe I do agree with double minus, Andy. Wow.
I mean, I could say D+, but it's like, I think like it's niche enough that if, like, I don't know, spammable brainstorm could be worth a one-off.
Yeah. The spammable brainstorm part has merit. It's a brainstorm.
I don't know if Bang Dream has another spammer.
Yeah, and there might be some build somewhere that runs so heavy on level 0s that it wants this. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. In a Hello Happy like standby hybrid list where you want to ditch cards, maybe this is okay as a one-of. Like repeatable spam payout triggered standbys. Maybe. Big maybe.
Yeah, but why not just play the Kokoro the twin drives then?
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's move on.
All right, let's move on.
All right, with everyone's help, Canon Matsubara. If you have 2 or more music characters, it gets 1,000 power, so it's a 55 cross turn. And it has another fever combo. So if the shot is in your climax area at the beginning of your encore step and everything's Joker reversed, you fever. The fever is choose 2 music characters in your waiting room, put them back into your hand, and it gets 1,000 cross turn. So it'll be a 6,500 cross turn, which is pretty good. You don't have to pay the 1 until your encore step. So it's a free card that attacks, clears a lane, theoretically, then, you know, pluses you 2. Potentially plus 3. You use this to salvage a backup. You back up to 85.
Yeah, it sits at 65. Yeah, that's pretty good.
So it's like either anywhere between a +1 if you lose the card, or a +3. Right? Huh? No, numbers. Sorry. It's either a +2 or +3 if the card lives. Well, if you spend a backup on it, it's +2, but still, that's good.
So I like the twin drive with the shot trigger. Is there like a finisher in Bang Dream off of shot that you could do like 8 shots with twin drive? That'd be pretty cool.
I don't think they have a shot.
I don't think so either.
Let's double check. Bang Dream, it'd be in Girls Band Party.
I don't recall seeing a shot, at least not on a finisher.
No. Orchestra of Smiles got reprinted as a shot.
You're right. There is a level 3 Kokoro that combos with Orchestra of Smiles too.
Oh, there's also Hella Happy Phantom Thief.
That one sucks though.
Yeah,
that's
it's
extremely
level 2.
bad. Yeah,
it's extremely bad. I'm just saying.
I got an SR.
Hey,
You want it? You want it, Brian?
No.
I'm just saying things that exist, guys. Come on.
What's the Kokoro combo? The orchestra.
It's the cancel. That's the on cancel.
On cancel burn one with the climax out.
No, it's the on cancel salvage. Orchestra of Smiles. Orchestra of Smiles.
But it also combos with the trial deck level 3 Kokoro.
Oh, that thing. Is that a multi-live card?
It is a multi-live card, yes.
All right, let me pull it up here.
Yeah, I gotta scour the internet now for this.
I think it just gives itself. No, choose one of your Hella Happy World characters. Gets 2,000 power, 1 soul, and on cancel burn 1.
Okay.
When the climax is played.
Wait, which set is it in? Is it
multi-live.
Multi-live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's the one Kokoro that has the SP in multi-live.
Is it a double rare or what is it?
Single rare.
I think it's just a rare, yeah.
Yeah, not bad. Anyway, back to this specific card. So interesting sidebar about this card. This card was misprinted at SSP Rarity as a 0. Which may be the most egregious misprinting in history.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad. The implications it had was really bad.
And then was promptly eroded.
Yeah, it was eroded the day before.
No, the day of release. It was yesterday. Right?
No. It was the day before Atlanta Regional.
Oh, before Atlanta.
It was eroded yesterday, yeah.
Oh, I feel so bad for all the people out there who spent thousands of dollars on level 0 promos.
$1,600.
I shed
$400 at SSP. Yeah, but still, like, as this card exists, I definitely want to mess with this card. +2, that's really good for 1, especially if it lives. Like, cross turn 65.
And then it's 65. I'm all about that.
Yeah, like, you do have to get reverse, but Hella Happy has ways to play to get to level 1 before its opponent and, like, not feel bad about it. You could
then you have the Cost Me that you can, like, the Cost Me that's a bomb and then gives 2,000 power somewhere.
Yeah, this plays really well in, like, some sort of red-yellow list where you run the Cost Me bomb. Or if you're in mono-yellow, the Kokoro stock Cost Bomb.
So you play against Standby.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just die.
Yeah. But still, I think this is pretty good. Reversing the opponent's whole field is, like, difficult.
It's hard at level 1, yeah.
And unlike the other big fever combo at 1, which we'll get to when we get to red, that one is free, and also it has a quote-unquote chance to double plus you. But if it doesn't plus you, like, you get to, basically set a cancel, so it's, like, not terrible. This is just pay 1 plus 2. But
I think the fact that this is a +2, it kind of helps balance out that shot isn't a plussing trigger.
The big thing about it is that it's a potential +3 if this lives cross turn because of the power. I think that's the big thing it has versus the Kasumi, is that it's walling harder.
It sits at 65, yeah.
Yeah, it sits at a relevant cross turn value if you combo. And, like, shot's not the worst thing in the world to be running.
I definitely like shot a lot better when you have a good plussing engine to go with it,
And, like, I don't know, if you're playing to get to 1 first and you only play one of these, you get to pay 1 plus 2 after attacks. That's really good. So
I'm
like,
all about this. Good card.
I'm gonna give it a B plus.
I'm with you there. I think in almost any situation, I'd still rather be running the Kokoro level 1 combo from Girls Band Party 1.
I'm just thinking
Well,
about.
of course you would. That's like, of course you would.
And
I love that card.
I'm over here sitting outside of I only play Hello Happy Space. I would rather play the Cosme because it's on comeback trigger, also known as door or gate, as the community calls it. I would run the new Cosme over this like 8 out of 10 times. Like
yes, so I think that's the problem this card has is it's not atrocious, but it's seriously outclassed by other options.
I don't think seriously.
I wouldn't say that Cosme seriously outclassed it. I think they're both pretty good.
I think the big thing is the best thing that supports Fever combos at 1 is the level 1 Cosme Bomb from Multi-Live, which is a red card, and the Cosme Fever is also a red card.
Right.
Yeah, which is my big hit against it. That's like the big reason, and it's on gate. Like it's on the comeback trigger.
I don't know. You're losing me now. I don't understand like what the issue is with the Cosme being red. Does she only give power to a red character?
No. I'm just saying hitting both.
Issue?
If you're trying to get to level 1 first, which is what you want to do if you're playing Fever, right? Most of the time, you would.
Oh, you're just talking about color fixing.
Yeah, it's just like if your opponent's not an idiot and sees that you're playing Fever because they've seen a singular climax go into your hand, or God knows how many other factors, your opponent can lock you at like God forbid 0-5 because you're BanG Dream and you don't have any Rickies, or 0-6 and you have to choose a single color. It becomes a lot harder to reverse.
I'm not too worried about that though. I think in like 2-color builds it could work pretty nicely. In my red-yellow build, I could totally see myself run this at level 1.
I
I might actually try that. I like it a lot.
I'm very worried about getting level
locked. I guess let me rephrase what I said. In me being over here in mono Hello Happy Land, I would run the level 1 Kokoro over this card any day, with no access to the red Cosme.
In mono yellow, probably, yeah.
In mono yellow, absolutely, yeah.
It's still just worse than the Cosme, though. Because the Cosme sits at 5, goes to 6 on climax play, gets supported by the bomb in the same color. This is the only...
Like, do you really care if you get level locked? If you're trying to hit 1 first, do you really need the extra 2,000 power? Like... 65 will get over anything at 0.
That's a way your opponent can come back, though. If they get hit to level 1 and they like do their combo and they level lock you at 0-6, that could be a huge way that they come back. If you can't resolve your combo after you've dedicated your opening turns to setting up. That could be a big way you literally lose the game. Level locking super powerful. Especially versus BanG Dream, because you don't have access to Rickies.
You don't have the Ricky.
The only Ricky you have, the only quote-unquote Rickies you have are Pastel Palettes has the Aya, which isn't really a Ricky. It's a drop search where you clock yourself instead of ditching the card. Or the Cosme, where when it goes to waiting room, you can Ricky to salvage a Pop and Party character.
All right, I think we should move on. You could talk about this all day, Carmen. You have a very extensive knowledge on BanG Dream.
Yeah. I'm just comparing it to its most easy comparator, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
that's the only reason I'm giving it a B+. Otherwise, it'd be like A-, because I do really like it. The idea of it is very good. Potential +3, very good. All right, boring card. Your turn, Andy.
Okay, I am me, Kaoru Seta. She's an anti-change backup, and you have to discard 2 cards from your hand as the cost for that. So you pay 1, discard 2 cards for anti-change. Don't they already have this card in BanG Dream? Isn't that the same thing as the Cosme?
Yes, this is yellow, and it's a rare. It's a little sparkler. You can get it in sign. You can get a signed.
Oh yeah, there's an SSP out.
You can get a signed waiting room ditch 2 backup. God, I hate these. I hate these so much in English. Because of Sunshine. I hate these.
It's Shaken Megumin, but really bad.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's yellow, so it's waiting. This isn't even to stock. That doesn't even fit color identity. This is just waiting room on
As if
yellow.
color identity has meant anything in 2019. Even backups don't follow it anymore. Rest in peace.
I don't know. Calgary's my favorite character from Bang Dream, so maybe I'll be a little lenient, but I still think it's not good.
Yeah,
I think an anti-change backup has to be fine. I'm gonna give it a C minus, only because of English format. Like if this was JP, waiting room's okay, but because Sunshine is such a big threat in our meta, waiting room is like objectively worse than other forms.
It's like
of
bad, and then
anti-change.
you have to discard your whole fucking hand for them to just sack their Connor.
If you're not against Sunshine though, threatening this and never playing it is still very strong.
I guess, yeah.
As long as and you're Bang Dream though, like if you're playing Bang Dream, like and you're not having the worst game of your life, how many times are there when you pass turn with less than 6 cards? Because you're Bang Dream. Like Bang,
fair.
Yeah, it's just like ditching cards in Bang Dream isn't as bad as it is in other sets, I guess. Like the cost isn't as bad. It's still not good, but it is an anti-change counter in a color that it wasn't in before. So B minus, still not good. Are we done?
Yep.
All right.
All right, Brian.
All right, we have What an Idol Is, Maya. If you have all 4 colors on stage, it gets 1500 power. When this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, if the gate is in your climax area, look for, choose up to 2 pastel palettes characters, reveal them to your opponent, put them into your hand, put the rest into your waiting room, choose one of your characters. That character gets 1000 power until the end of the turn. So this is a 2/1 that changes from a 1/0. Is it when the climax is played?
Oh, it's literally Shiraha, my guy.
It's Shiraha.
Yeah, it's 1-0, draw a ditch, then on climax play, sack it, change into this from hand.
Shiraha doesn't +2 though. She gives you stock, but she doesn't
Shiraha
+2.
stock charges. But yeah, this is the first time we've seen this in English, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, these are super destructive. I'm a massive fan of these. They feel super bad, like if you whiff, right? Like if you whiff, it's terrible because you're running 2 playsets of this card, and if you have this shitty 1-0 out, but like if you resolve 2 of these, and this is because of the color thing, you're gonna have to have red in the front row, typically. So you really only can resolve 2 of these in a turn, which makes the overhead, like the ceiling isn't as high.
Right, yeah. If you resolve 3 of these, you're guaranteed not having all 4 colors on board.
Yeah. Unless you're running weird double color stuff.
Right, I guess those cards do exist.
But yeah, like in English, these are really, really destructive because not a lot of decks have ways to deal with this. Unless they get shot to level 2 off the combo and they play an anti-change bomb into it. Which you've done to me before.
Oh,
yeah, JP, yeah.
It happens more often than you'd think.
Yeah, so other than that, English doesn't have a lot of ways to combat these kinds of combos. I just think these are really fucking strong, even though they're on reverse. Because if you don't get the reverse, you still have a 10k sitting on stage.
I don't know. I think it'd feel pretty bad to get shook by Megamine.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Shaken.
Shaken exists, yeah.
Shaken does exist.
Or for all you no game, no life players out there, Shiro.
That Shiro exists, yeah. The level 1.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really think that's a huge knock against this card, though. I mean,
that's a single set. It's a single set.
It does kind of limit what you play. Like, you have to be playing the pastel palette 4-color build. You can't splash this.
Yeah, but in pastel palettes, though, is this not like the best? Is this not like just the best level 1 combo they have? This is so good.
Like, I don't know. Like you're saying, it can be really hit or miss. Like it's either really good, or if you don't get there, it can really suck.
So in my experience with these Shiraha combos, you really have to build your entire deck around hitting these. Like, in Summer Pockets, I run like 3 drop searchers, just to hit 1 Shiraha.
Right, because they change from hand, so you need all the combo pieces.
And like Ayalisa regularly plays this combo, because it lets you play 8 gate. And like you want to run all the, like 4 different colors of zeros anyway, so you're hitting your stuff. So you run 4 of the clock searcher, to like make sure you hit this. So you're basically running 4 drop searchers in that deck, and you don't have to feel bad about it because they're quote unquote like free drop searchers. You take a damage from your hand drop search. Which like feels pretty good. Like they have good tools to get into this, which kind of makes it a little better. Doesn't hurt as bad to try to build your deck to set up for it. But yeah, I'm a big fan of these. In English, I don't know how you deal with these. Like 2-1 10Ks. Like really good off gate. 2-1 10Ks off gate. You don't even have to have yellow and clock to play it.
And like the Maya filters for you too, when you the level 1 Maya filters when you play it.
Yeah,
kind of cool.
She gets you into the climax. You field 2 of these, you're drawing 2, ditching 2.
I don't know. This reminds me a lot of Karo from Cardcaptor Sakura, and I remember thinking that card was complete garbage. So
it's similar, yeah.
I don't know. I like that. This does seem like a little bit better of a This is a better combination. Like you don't need to like have a full field or whatever to play it. I don't think, and like it's off gate.
Yeah,
it is off gate,
and it sits at a stronger power. So this is definitely better than the Karo combo, but.
So if you wanted to play real pastel wall, right, you could play 2 of these and the Chisato 7K. And like, I don't know, have backups. That's like a line. You're just a massive wall that even in your weakest lane, you're threatening 9K after backup. Because obviously you have Maya behind these so that they sit at 10.
Yeah, I really liked it in the deck you played yesterday, the
Ialisa. Yeah.
Really good in that.
Because that also means you're running 8 gate. You're running 8.
You get to run 8 gates, you have backups, you have everything you need to make this card really shine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm super biased against these cards. I'm giving this an A+. I love these kinds of Shiraha combos. Like, you have to dedicate a lot to them. And they're kind of high rolly, you know? Like,
yeah.
But still, like, if you resolve 2 of these, you're so far ahead. Like, even if only one gets reverse in English. Like, even if only one gets reverse. Like, even Aaron in the center lane can't beat this with a backup. As long as Maya's back there. Giving it plus 1,000 and you have your colors.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but their AOT says they're just going to run.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, cross turn.
Oh, okay,
like, yeah, like they can't beat over it. Even in the center lane. But yeah, I'm very biased against these cards, so I'd like to hear what you guys have to think about it.
Yeah, I'm going to give it an A. I think it's a solidly good card. Having played a lot of practice games against Summer Pockets, I've seen firsthand what these types of combos are capable of, and the fact that this card plus gives you a +2 on reverse, even if even if it makes you work for the power buff, I think even if it's just a 2-1 7500, you still get the reverse off at level 1 majority of the time if your opponent's not AOT.
I don't know. Your enthusiasm, Carmen, kind of like makes me want to give it like and somewhere in the A's, but I think it'd be either like an A- or like a B+, somewhere in that area. I think
that's
like
fair, yeah.
I think the highs are very high, but I think you could also have some serious lows with this too.
Oh yeah, if you whiff, you're fucked.
Yeah, and like, if it's not splashable either, which is a little unfortunate. Like this only goes in pastel palettes, so
yeah, it's
maybe holds it back a little bit. But I think in the deck it's running, it's definitely very powerful, definitely a big threat.
That's the big thing is I think that Ialisa is like. The big thing with Volume 2 is that it's added so many good viable archetypes that so it's not just something into Yukina or something into Mocha. Like
yeah, I gotta say it's a lot more fun doing a review for this set than some of the other ones.
Yeah,
they're not just saying this card's shit. Next.
Yeah, there are so many viable archetypes in Volume 2 that Volume 2 brings, where it's not just something into Yukina or something into Mocha. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
like
at this point, Bang Dream has so many good playable cards that on their own create so many playable archetypes. Just mash them all together, and you can create literally whatever you want. I guess, Carmen, you've said this before, but Bang Dream is a set where you can play literally any archetype you want.
Yeah. The biggest strong point of the set is that if you're in Bang Dream as a player, like invested financially in Bang Dream, you can really try any deck archetype you want. It might not be the best of that archetype, but barring set-specific effects, you can try a lot of stuff and see what you like and then branch out from there. And I'm also biased towards that opinion because that's what I did. So yeah, I guess I've gushed about this enough. We've said our piece. We can move on.
Yep.
All right. I think this is Brian, right? If it's not Brian, we're giving it to him.
Okay, Brian.
This is you, Carmen. I just read the Maya, but if you want me to read
yeah,
the
you
Kokoro,
can. You can have it. You can have it.
All right. We've got Happy Adventure Kokoro Tsurumaki. She early plays at level 2 if your board is full of Hello Happy World characters. On play, you can pay 1 and salvage the Misaki, the Michelle, the bear that changes into the finisher, or the Glistening Sun climax. And this card is an 11k until the end of your opponent's turn.
So now I feel stupid because I said that if you were going to splash this, you need to run this. So I guess if you're going to splash the Misaki burner, you only run like one of this because you just hard play it and pay 1 at level 3 to get your climax versus early playing it because you might not have a full board of Hello Happy. I thought it was just 4 or more. I didn't read this card close enough.
I mean, assuming you're splashing the combo, is there any reason to not just run the Hagami instead of this card?
I wouldn't run this card if I was splashing.
Yeah, if I would run one of this if I wasn't running the Hagami for some reason. If I couldn't fit the Hagami at 0, like from a ratio standpoint, and I needed something somewhere else, maybe I would run one of this because it's at least a 2 soul. If I salvage it, it sits across turn at 11.
Yeah, but you have better options for early plays then. If you're playing,
I wouldn't run it as an early play,
combo, right?
I wouldn't run this as an early play. I would run this as an oh shit, I can't get my climax, because I think what a lot of people do now, if they're running in yellow and they need to hit a climax or something, they run the Kaoru as a one of just to top check X to get a climax into their hand. And if you're running the Misaki, I think you run this as a one of instead of the Kaoru because it literally just grabs exactly the climax you want. It's like it fulfills that same position if you're splashing the Misaki. If you're in Hello Happy,
that's a really good point. I like that.
Yeah, if you're running this in Hello Happy, and you're running that combo, you just fucking run this 3 of this card.
Yeah, no, this card's great.
Yeah, I think in that specific deck, it's good. What does that make this card though? It is a pay 1/+1.
I'm gonna give it a B. I think it's solidly playable. It goes well in the Hello Happy archetype, but not really much else.
I'm gonna give it niche double plus. Because I think you only run it in those specific scenarios that we talked about, but it is otherwise a super playable card.
I also might be biased toward Hello Happy World.
Yeah, just a little bit. Anything else, Andy? Or...
Oh shit, my mic was off. Sorry. Yeah. I kind of think it's niche. I kind of agree with what Carmen was saying. I think it's more in the niche tier. Definitely worth running. If you're in if you're running a Hello Happy heavy deck. This card gets a lot better. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't play it.
Yeah, agreed. God, I love this climax. This Glistening Sun climax.
Yeah,
every time it comes up, it's one of the best arts. These are 2 of the best arts in the set right here. Big fan. Is Pirate Spaghet best art in set?
I really do like the Pirate Spaghet art.
I like this a lot. I like everything about it. Big fan. All right.
I don't know. Sexy Ron SP is pretty good.
Oh, you mean oh god. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
The Ron with the popsicle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shouldn't incriminate myself. we should maybe cut that out.
All right, so this is me now. I'm a human, you know. Hagami Kitazawa.
Thanks, Hogme.
When this card attacks, if you have 2 or more other Hello Happy characters, it gets 2,000 power until end of turn. When your trigger check reveals a card with a soul trigger, it gets an extra soul. I hate it. I hate it.
It goes so hard.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day has been ruined.
Well, I don't know. Like, it seems like maybe in like it'd be probably pretty good at level 0 to try to soul rush with.
Okay, so I overreacted. The second effect is whatever. The first effect, it just give 2k power on attack. Oh no, it's this card. Never mind. Nope, I was right. Yeah, I was right. Nope, bad. Hate it.
So you really just have to be dumping your hand in order to get the power boost at level 0 here. Yeah.
Especially because 4K Spaghet exists. 4K Kokoro at 0 exists if you want to hit 4K.
I'm going to give it a C- because the second effect is spicy.
I'd give it a C+.
Can't you just put Spaghet in center lane and she swings for 2 soul all the time?
I think you
could build a real interesting soul rush deck with like Spaghet, this card.
There's a Kaori that gets extra soul at level 0 too.
You could maybe build like a good soul rush deck with it. I don't know. Maybe the plus is a little harsh, but I think in like there has to be a soul rush deck out there somewhere
that runs like stock soul rush.
I mean, Hello Happy has a 2 soul from the trial deck.
Oh god. I don't think you run 2 soul if you're running like all these cards that are 2 soul by nature.
I don't know. We love empty 2 soul.
Well, you run 1 empty 2 soul because you'll always draw it when you need it. Thanks, 2013. All right, are we done? Is that it?
Yep.
All right, next.
All right. Heave ho, Aya Maruyama. She is the same exact thing as that Silver Fairy Eve that you see off to the right. When you play her, you can put a card from your hand into your clock and then search your deck for a Pastel Palette character. I really like this in the Pastel Palette deck. It really helps you color fix. It helps you set up your level 1 combo.
Just costless
it's a real efficient
drop
card.
search.
I like that it's costless too.
Costless. Yeah. It's a costless drop search rather than a quote-unquote Ricky. But it is one of the only things Bang Dream has to level itself up. And
it helps you fix your color in Pastel Palette because you get to put a card right into your clock.
Yeah.
Just cool.
Yeah, it is like of course just locked to Pastel Palettes. But it's cool that this card exists in 2 different colors, letting you run different front rows. Because the way Pastel Palettes decks work is they are 2 color decks that run off color back rows. So this lets you like, kind of set your front row colors. And help you fix for whatever you need. So it's cool that they have options. As good as the card is, it's like I think this is like a C double plus card. I would otherwise be giving it a B, but it is locked to a like very specific deck. It's either the Pastel Palettes only builds or the Ayalisa build. Anything that's running a Pastel Palettes level 1 or like and splashing some level 3s would run this, I guess. Still niche though. Like that's kind of the
it's definitely due to the fact that it only interacts with Pastel Palettes. But in a Pastel Palettes deck, this card is fantastic.
Yep.
If you're running like a Pastel Palettes level 1 and like splashing the Chisato at level 3, maybe you still run this. Like if you were trying to run,
that's a good idea.
If you were trying to run the Shiraha combo in something else, you'd obviously run this at a high count, and then like you could grab the Chisato like burner that pumps your field. So it does have some use, but again, like I don't think that makes it not niche. It's just a very, very good niche card. Very, very good.
Yeah.
For a niche card. All right, moving on.
Speaking of the Kaori that gives us all. 0/0/2500. Can you comprehend Kaoru? When this card's placed on the stage from your hand, top check. If it is a music character, this card gets +1 soul until the end of the turn. Soul Rush Hello Happy's on the way. I can hear it in the distance.
This one's not as bad as the other one.
No, I actually kind of like this card. The problem is Hello Happy has so many other really, really good level zeros, like the Akatsuki and the Amagi and the Drop Search.
Yeah, how do you find space for this?
And then you need a Brainstorm. So yeah.
You could run the cannon from the Hello Happy trial deck that top checks on play.
The top check, yeah.
This, so you do have ways to confirm it in the late game, but again,
God, even in a Hello Happy deck, I feel like it'd be hard to run this over just Drop Search.
That's what I was just about to say. You just shit Spaghet onto the board and you say it's Spaghet, and then you swing for 2. It's Spaghet. She does parties.
She just gets the guaranteed soul, yeah.
Oh my god.
Spaghet.
Yeah, so I guess if you ever run this card at all, you have to run it in addition to the Drop Search Kokoro, because there's no way you run this over that.
What did I give the other one? A D+? C-.
I'm right around there.
Yeah, it's just like, ugh.
Give it a C. It's niche.
It is vanilla stat line in 2019.
Basically an oversize.
Yeah. 2 5s are oversized. Dear God. All right. To become more admired, Eve Wakamiya. When your other music character attacks, gets 1500 power, so it will go to a 7k if it attacks last, and it has character encore. I hate it. I don't like it. I do not like it. If you're in pastel palettes and you need a fix for yellow at level 1, maybe. But pastel palettes characters, if you're looking for fill and it needs to be yellow at level 1, why not Kokoro Twin Drive? Why not the Misaki Bear engine at 2 and 2, which can either be a way to win lanes that refunds itself for free or has the same first effect and is also yellow. Most pastel palettes cards caring about 4 colors rather than keying off trait.
Yeah, probably because you're being a cool dude and trying to run only pastel palettes cards would be the reason you run this.
I don't even think this is an only pastel palettes cards card. I think this is an Eve waifu card. I think it's actually bad. 7k is respectable. Encore is whatever on these.
Looking at the good points, right? It's a 107k with hand Encore.
Mm-hmm.
But they're gonna reverse it every time.
You really want to save this?
It's because you could save it, then swing for 7k again next turn, which is all right.
But do you really want to save it? Do you really?
Look how cute she is. You want to save that.
The art is...
Can't let her die.
The art is the best part about this card.
She needs to work hard to make sure they do come.
She really wants to be... If she wanted to be more admired, she would have better effects.
Ouch.
Oof.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm generally not a fan of these type of weak cards that get power on attack.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm just gonna give it a D+ because I could see why someone would run it, but it's like a budget or Eve waifu card.
Yeah, I am with you there, Carmen. I don't think it's great.
Yeah, it's just yet another one of these color fill cards for pastel palettes that need to exist so that people can build decks with their band.
I don't know. I still feel like we haven't really hit a bad card yet. I feel like all of these are at worst
At worst, card you would pick and draft.
You can splash it in something.
That's the thing. I feel like at worst, these are all cards that I would not be angry to get passed as my last card in a draft. Unless it was off color.
This card would be great in draft.
Yeah.
Draft All-Star Eve Wakamiya.
All right, moving on.
All right, this is me. I think Getting Dizzy, Kanen Masuraba. 2 level assist. When you play a climax, choose one of your characters to get 1000 power, and you can rest her to scry. Ooh, I like this a lot. So it's a married life, a level assist, and a scryer.
Hmm.
I like it.
Yeah, it's very good. It makes the 1,000 power that the double rare Misaki combo gets more relevant by walling her up even harder.
I guess this is fine. I could never find
Gotta
space.
be honest, I've never been a Conan fan before, but that level 1 combo into this good level assist, I'm starting to become a
I've never been a fan of level
Conan
assists in
fan.
Bang Dream that aren't Saya. Like, I feel like the way Bang Dream ends up playing out, they're so not great.
Okay, well if you don't
is,
need Saya though, like if you're not playing
but this
like
is
a
I do
Yukina
think
build,
what I was getting to is that this is this is a pretty good one. I think this is just as good as the one that Afterglow has, which I also think is good, which has the same act effect, the same level assist, but then it also has an alarm effect, I believe. So it ties in with that deck. And like this is just a generally better profile because it has the married life effect as well. So it's
and the
just a good
scry. I
power
love
fill.
scrying.
Yeah.
Always handy.
Scry does say cheat. It does say cheat at Weiss Schwarz.
It also, yeah, I
rest
feel
this
like,
card cheat.
don't forget too that scrying is also top checking
Yeah.
for all you top checker effects out there.
For your Kaoru plus soul.
And it's repeatable. It's a card that's going to sit on board.
Yeah, it does it every turn.
Yeah, I guess.
Great standby target too. If you're playing like a standby build and want to,
if you need power, yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Right in the back. I like it.
Unfortunately, it can't give the power with its auto effect after it's been standbyed. But that would be spicy.
I'd give it a B, maybe B minus. There's a lot of level assists to choose from in Bang Dream.
I'm going to give it a B minus just because I do think it's a good level assist. But like, especially the color in yellow, in my experience, I have never had a need for a level assist in yellow. Word vomit. And also generally in Bang Dream, if I don't need Saya, I don't generally run level assists because I need other things at level 2.
Right.
Or I'm running like something stupid like 4 Himari bombs. Like, you know, just the normal stuff. Nothing to see here. 4 Himari bombs.
We don't judge.
Mm-hmm. It's free stock. You gotta move the card over, but the stock's free. All right, next.
Okay, I was gonna mention a certain card from Bunny Girl with free stock, but I'm not gonna bring that up.
Oh my God! Don't bring that card up again. Never talk to me or my bear ever again.
We kind of already talked about this one, but we have keep running until the end. Misaki on play heal 1. At the end of this card's attack, sacrifice it, pull out the climax combo Misaki if the climax is out. Very solid synergy with the double rare combo.
Would we give the other combo?
I give it like a B plus or an A minus.
I gave it
a
B.
B plus. I gave it.
It is an on-play healer, which, correct me if I'm wrong, those aren't the only other one they have. Is the what's important to me?
They have the trial deck Misaki, and they have the box topper promo from Girls Band Party 1.
Okay.
Which are both really bad.
Yeah, they're both bad. I think this is still bad if you're not running the other cards though.
Oh
it's worse than the other ones. But I B, so like C double plus again. Like it's good in that deck where you run the finisher.
Yeah, I agreed.
Yeah, like
it's still not even like essential though.
Yeah, it's not essential. It's just a nice to have, like, as a healer.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, especially because it literally means nothing. You play it, you heal, you attack. It's the same amount of soul. It doesn't even have to live. It just has to not get memory kicked. Which only
it's
some
probably
sets
not
can
like
do.
It's probably not like a 4 of in that deck. It's probably just like a 1 of.
Yeah, or probably 1 or 2.
Yeah, something like that.
It's a healer. All right. We talked about this enough. We can move on.
Yep. Puppet Kokoro, there she is.
This me? All right. Rendezvous of Smiles, Kokoro Tsurumaki. All your other this vanilla get plus 2,000. And she has act, pay 1, sack this. Choose one message from a shell in your waiting room to return it to your hand. Okay, I missed that. I think that is a 1-0 event.
It's something in the warehouse, kind of.
Is it? No, is it 2 cigarettes? It's
It
two.
is, yeah,
It's 2
it's two
cigarettes.
cigarettes effect.
Okay, salvage 2 cigarettes. So this is Kokoro's puppet smoke a cigarette. Yeah, that's all I got. That's all my jokes.
Well, it makes your vanilla 3Ks into vanilla 5Ks.
That's spicy. And then if you run the Hogme, then they're vanilla 6Ks.
Well, it's kind of cool that after you play this at level 0 to have like 5Ks and whatever, right? Maybe even up to 7K if you have 2 of these. And then after those level 0s stop being good, you can just sack this off and grab the event.
And then the event can exchange for something you want.
I guess
requires a lot of cards, but it's not terrible.
Yeah, you have to pay a stock to get the event back, but it's reasonable.
I mean, that's being a little generous. It's not great.
No, it's not great at all.
The big thing is you need to run like all of these at like need to run like four 3Ks, 3 of this card, 3 or 4 events.
Mm-hmm.
Like since you want it out as early as possible.
Carmen, you know what that sounds like?
What?
Sounds like a bad deck.
Yeah.
But I can definitely see some starry-eyed new budget player going, "Wow, I can make my Misaki 7K."
D+ for puppets.
Brian, I just threw up in my mouth when you said that. Don't ever say that.
D+ for puppet
Yeah.
show. What is this in the background? There's like there's
bridge.
Like people falling in love on a bridge.
It's that level in Mario 64 with the clouds and you ride the carpet through it.
All right.
Sure.
Okay. Next card.
No, well.
This has.
Gonna move on.
This has powerful art. This has.
Wait, what'd you say? It's like the
powerful art.
burlesque dancer, Conan.
No, she's a flapper. It's like a 1920. 1920s. Are you telling me y'all never read fucking what's it called? The Great Gatsby?
I read it.
Yeah, y'all never tell me your fucking high school teachers didn't scar you for life by forcing you all to dress up as like gangsters and flappers.
That did not happen.
In AP,
yeah, not in our school.
In your AP Arts and Language class.
Did they make you dress up as a flapper, Carmen?
I don't want to talk about it.
All right. All right, so let's actually read the card. Tea Ceremony, Kana Masaraba. When you play her to the stage from your hand, you get a scry card. When you play her to the stage, you can mill a card if it has a soul icon, draw a card, discard a card. So it's like so you get a top check, and then you get a draw ditch if it has a soul. So you can like set it up.
This is just a better hand. So this is a hand filter that on average hits as much as a normal hand filter, but has a little bit more utility. Because on average, hitting a soul versus not hitting a soul to hand filter is probably the same, or actually a little worse. It's definitely worse.
Unlike most hand filters, though, this just says it doesn't have to be a character. It's a card with a soul. So if you're running like a yellow deck, right?
It can be a climax.
You can draw your climax with this.
So it can draw climax. Ooh, yeah. So it can draw climaxes.
I think in yellow builds, especially like mono Hello Happy builds, this seems actually pretty good.
But there's just the Hogame if you want to draw climaxes, though.
Yeah, I mean, I guess one thing to note is this isn't specifically like check the top card if it has a soul, put it into your hand and ditch a card. This is check the top card if it has a soul, or discard the top card of your deck if it has a soul, draw ditch.
Oh, that's worse.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
You mill the card and it has to have a soul trigger. Then you draw.
You mill it? Wait, hold on.
Yeah, you mill the card.
Dang, I misread that one. This sucks.
Yeah, I don't think it sucks. I think it is. It is definitely worse than a normal top check filter, but it also is like scry on a stick. Has some uses. Has very powerful art. Yeah, it's like it's still bad. But it does have. I'm gonna give it a C minus, just because I can see the lines where this would be like a cool card to play, and I love the art. I'm a big fan of this art. Normally, these cards on this fucking flat ass background suck, but
Yeah.
this one is good.
It's okay.
The flapper art's pretty good, but I don't know. There's a lot of top check effects in BanG Dream that I think are
there
probably
are.
just better than this.
I mean, normal top check, hit a character, add ditch are better than this, but they also don't have scry, and they also don't mill, so this can like mill a climax. Like there are times where you play it and you're like, oh well, like that got me out of a situation, but like, how many times are you in that situation, and does that situation require a card to be in your deck? I don't think the answer is yes. The answer is most likely no.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it is kind of like a niche card then, because it's there's definitely a deck out there for this, but it's definitely not for every BanG Dream deck.
It's a budget card, for sure. All right, next.
All right, we've got a penguin, a bear, Misaki Okusawa.
That's a bear. That's a bear
No,
with
it's a
fucking.
penguin.
That's
Obviously a penguin.
That is okay. That's a fucking bear with fucking web.
Look at the feet.
Web-ass
Those
feet.
are penguin feet.
Okay, what's more important to an animal, the face or the feet? Face or feet, Andy?
Does Misaki always have penguin feet? Is that a thing?
Wait, this isn't Michelle. Michelle is a bear.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
This card isn't even titled correctly.
No, it's not.
Michelle is a bear.
I smell
This is
errata coming.
This
Errata,
isn't
please.
Misaki. Give me an errata. This is not Misaki. This is Michelle. Where is Misaki? She didn't show up for practice. Misaki, can you tell Michelle she's late again? I fucking hate Kokoro. All right. Vanillas are ain't got no time for vanillas.
B for basically oversized.
Okay.
P for penguin.
Next. Is this me? Rules of Being an Idol, Chisato Shirasagi. It is a 1k backup, and when you play the backup, you can pay 2, search your deck for a music character, and add it to hand. This is really interesting.
That's a thing, yeah.
As an early, like a level 1 stock out. Or a plus. Because I was talking about this to Andy, because Andy saw it when we were splitting the case. And I kind of likened it, like the first thing that came to my head is all those cards where you can like pay 2 when your opponent or you level up the search. And like that's a thing decks do. This is like a little worse than that because it's a backup. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like interesting at least. I don't think it's good. It's cool.
I mean, I guess it can help you set up for the Maya combo if you really want to try, but
it's a stock out if you trigger 2 fucking climaxes off your twin draw.
Yeah.
I like the versatility of it. Being able to like save a lane with the power and then also plus and search something.
I think this could have.
I think there's a lot of utility there.
I think this could have been a 1500 with this effect, and it would have been fine.
Probably.
Yeah, I think 1000's a little. That's a little steep.
I mean,
of a
I don't
negative.
know. Like there are decks out there that only have like 1500 backups vanilla. That's like the baseline for backups.
Yeah, and vanilla oversizes are practically unplayable without act support. I still think it's cool though. I think vanilla backups are practically.
What are you talking about?
Vanilla backups are practically unplayable without act support. I think.
Well, yeah, the 2K ones are better, but I mean they do have like the quote unquote drawback of you need to like be in a certain deck or whatever.
I guess.
But I mean, just like by Bushiroad's logic, that like 1500 1-0 is the baseline.
Yeah, I get what Bushiroad's logic is. I'm saying it's wrong. So yeah, D plus because it's interesting. I don't think it's good, but
I think it's kind of niche. I like the utility of it. I'm gonna give it a C.
I think I'm with Carmen here. I think the 1000 power backup is lackluster, but the fact that it can search a character or pay out 2 stock serves dual purposes that could potentially be useful, but that's expensive and the backup's kind of bad, so
Maybe you think of it as like a search card first and a backup second.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I think the stock out part of it, if you're like fucked at level 1, is more important. But whatever.
I don't know. I'm all about that versatility. Also, what does her fans say? I'd be very interested.
I don't fucking read moon runes, dude.
Someone leave in the comments below.
That's her ninja way, dude. She's
What does her fan say? Does it say that's my ninja way?
I don't know. Again,
Probably.
I don't read that shit.
Believe it, I'm Naruto.
Yeah, that says believe it.
Yeah.
That must be what it says.
All right, next.
I think this is me again. We have the Grand Adventure Hagami Kitazawa. I didn't know she had a last name. When this card's placed on stage from your hand, this card gets 1500 power for the turn. So she's 55 when you play her. When she attacks, choose one of your characters and they get 1000 power for the turn.
Boy, do I love a card.
I love her outfit, but I hate the effect.
Yeah, me too. Boy, do I love a card that goes up to vanilla stats on the turn you play it.
5500 and it gives 1000 power.
Well, it's a little better.
Broken.
It's a little better than a vanilla, I guess.
Vanillas can wall. This doesn't wall.
Yeah.
And again, why play this over the Cosme Suicider that gives 2000 power? Oh my god.
That has to talk check, Andy. It's a cost.
Oh, shut up, Carmen.
Yeah,
never.
Bad card.
All right, next.
All right, we have Fragrance of a Cafe Latte, Kaoru. 1/1. This card gets 500 power for each of your other music characters, so sits at 8k with a full board.
You know, with how bad every fucking standby target in fucking BanG Dream is, maybe this is fine. If you need a level 1 standby target, maybe this is okay.
No, actually, seriously, it's not bad. 118k is not bad.
You have to have your entire field has to be full, I guess. But
You're standby, so you probably have a full field.
I guess I haven't explored standby in BanG Dream at all, so
it's gonna be better with Volume 2. It's always been weird trigger, like it's been like such an uphill battle. You could always play 8 standby since first set because of the promo cards and the standby that was in the set. But like the 1/1 that like their quote unquote target is that 1/6k experience, and I hate them. Like experience standby targets feel so bad because they don't let you play ahead. They just sucks. Like so, and then the other thing that people were doing where you play the Trowel deck Cosme from set 1 and the tie that goes to 8k and has Encore if that Cosme is in your back row. And it's just like, like it just, all of their standby targets are so bad. Maybe if you're also in yellow, because like there is a lot of synergy there with Twin Drive and some of the packages, this is like usable. But it's still not great.
Yeah, it's sounding like in some world it might be like niche-ish in a standby deck. I'm not sure.
D double plus, it's still bad, but
yeah,
I can see.
I think D plus because it's bad, but it could be a good standby target.
Yeah,
I'll give it a second plus because of those snazzy suspenders Kaoru's wearing there.
There's not even any latte art on that coffee. Come on, Kaoru. That sounds like a thing.
No, there's a violin there. You fucking idiot.
There's
Is there a violin?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, Kaoru. Jeez. All right.
What an idiot.
Okay, moving on. This is me, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, is this furry Kokoro? They keep coming after me, man. All right, I love flirty mascots. Kokoro Tsurumaki. When this card is placed on stage from hand, if you have another Hello Happy World character, draw 1 card, ditch 1 card, and then stock top. Huh.
Okay, it pays for itself.
And
And
she's
then
the
it
change
changes into the 3/2 Trowel deck Kokoro that combos with Orchestra of Smiles. Notably, if it changes, the Kokoro from the Trowel deck will not have its come and play draw 2 ditch 1 effect.
Right.
Which is bad.
Yes.
But it does let you early play it, and this card refunds its own stock. That's very interesting. So for the cost of effectively pay 1, ditch 2 cards, and play this card. So for 3 cards.
Well, no, the Kokoro pops back to hand. It's kind of like the Sakura and.
She pops. She pops.
She pops back. Okay.
Okay. All right. So for 1 stock and 1 card, 2 cards. Yeah, 1 stock and 2 cards because you played this to the field, and then
right. But then it pops back.
Yeah, you have to have you have to have 2 Hello Happy cards in hand overhead, but you get this card back.
Right. So net, it's 1 stock, 1 card.
To early play this, then you don't get any meaningful come and play effect at all. You just have a 10k.
It just exists, yeah.
And the 10k is a climax combo, goes to 13 with climax, is at 4 soul, and has cancel burn 1.
You get to choose the character you give the soul.
I think this goes in this theoretical. I think this goes in that theoretical Hello
the
Happy.
8-shot deck I was talking about.
I was saying the Hello Happy aggro deck. This feels like a very aggressive play, where your early play is like investing all these resources to either slam 4 or get a cancel burn. That sounds pretty aggressive.
I'm starting to like this aggro deck. So you do 8-shot, right? And a Soul Rush deck.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
8-shot spicy because like if you have cancel burns on shots and you trigger shots, it's cancel burn too.
I do like the
8-shot Soul Rush. This is sound pretty cool. We might have to brew this.
I do like the fact that I like the fact that Hello Happy now has a better shot, or better second shot than Hello Happy Phantom Thief.
Yeah, and like all these cards are pretty cheap. I think the cannons are rare, right? Like, yeah, the combo fever, the fever like cannons are rare. $1, yeah, this would be a pretty funny aggro deck to throw together. Because like you could run Orchestra of Smiles, and like you'd have 2 level 1 combos, 2 level 1 combos, and this thing.
Is there a level 1 combo with Orchestra of Smiles?
There's the one from set 1.
It's the on cancel Kokoro salvage.
Oh, it's the one you like.
Yeah, that's on stock soul or on
which
shot.
Is also very aggressive. You either plus a lot or you're super ahead in damage. So like, I don't know. I'm seeing a very aggressive like Soul Rush strategy.
Ooh, I feel like I'm gonna have to brew this. This sounds.
Yeah, this
sounds
card.
Pretty dope.
This card is very spicy.
That's a spicy concept, yeah.
I think that like entire thought process, though, spicy as it is probably bad. But it is very funny and very spicy. So I'm gonna give this
Soul Rush. Come on, let's go.
I'm gonna give this a spicy C+.
Yeah,
it's very aggressive. Well, no, okay. I'm gonna downgrade it to C just because you do not get the come and play effect of the Kokoro. That's really bad. That's
yeah.
Because like these change, the big thing about change being outplaced by general early play is that change requires slots. But like, I don't know, if you're running some sort of Soul Rush deck, this card has a soul trigger on it and like goes into that strategy. So I'm just gonna put it at a C because of the come and play effect. Because outside of this strategy, I don't see why you'd run it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for that Soul Rush deck, but I think this is like a pretty weak card overall.
The card itself is horrible. No, maybe not horrible. That's an overstatement.
I think it's aggressively costed as a changer. I think it's like a very middle of the road changer.
Yeah, it's a fine changer. The fact that the level 3 Kokoro doesn't get the come and play effect hurts.
Maybe I'm just spoiled from playing Card Captor Sakura, but like, I just look at this card and I see the I see the Card Captor Sakura effect, but it's way less useful.
Being spoiled by playing Card Captor Sakura.
Yeah, I know.
Words we'd never expect to hear.
Yeah, all those Card Captor players have it too good out there. They've had it too good for too long.
All right, let's move on to the events. Hey, look, it's 2 cigarettes. That's it.
Oh, it's me. If you have 2 or less Hello Happy World characters, this card can't be played from your hand. Put the top 2 cards of your deck in the waiting room. Choose a level X or lower character where X is equal to the total level of those cards and salvage it.
Yeah, this is Hagumi pressures Misaki into smoking. 2 cigarettes. 2 cigarettes. It's just 2 cigarettes, guys. It's
Yeah.
2 of them. 2 of them. 2
I mean,
cigarettes.
I guess technically this event is recurable by that one. Is it a common, uncommon Kokoro? Common puppet Kokoro?
Yeah, so if you play if you want 5k, if you want 7k walls at level 0 and want to spend no money, this
is the deck for you, yeah.
I mean, 2 cigarettes is a fine card. It's not as good as Warehouse, but it's like fine. This is Hello Happy World only, but like the
it's so
profile is
flavorful.
totally okay.
You can spend like $5 on your deck and then go buy a pack of smoke. If you build this deck, you can afford to smoke.
Hey, that's why I quit, man. You can't smoke and play a card game. You know how much money that is? But yeah, I don't know. I think the 2 cigarettes profile is totally fine, even though this is Hello Happy locked. I think it's okay.
Yeah.
Gonna give it a C minus just because it's Hello Happy only. But I really like the 2 cigarettes profile. And you have a way. You do have a way to get it. You have a way to get it.
If it wasn't trait locked, I'd give it a C.
The best part about these is they will always exchange for level 0s, so that it will always at least get you a playable card,
right.
Which is really important. That's like a big thing about Warehouse, right? Where even if you somehow mill like two gates in a Warehouse, like on your Warehouse play, you still get a level 0, and I think that's an important thing to remember when looking at these cards.
Yeah, you're right. This is basically like a Mill 4 event or a Warehouse or something.
Yeah,
but
like they always exchange.
I'm gonna give it the C, but it's gonna be a minus because it's trait locked.
Well, the big thing about these over Mill 4 events, these Warehouses and 2 cigarettes types cards, is that they guaranteed exchange for a selective 0. I think that's important versus Mill 4s where you only get to pick from those 4. Where you can look at your waiting room and say, okay, I'm going to play this card.
Warehouse always gets you a 0 too.
Yeah, these kinds of cards always get you a 0.
Okay,
yeah. I think that's important. You have a lot of good come and play effects in BanG Dream. Like, I think the line where you have this in your deck and you only run one Hogami Climax tutor is in a like budget Hello Happy deck is like totally a like reasonable line of thought. Like very powerful come and play effects on 0s. Because this is guaranteed to hit it. I think very, very powerful.
Yeah, I did bump my score up here because it is notable that Hello Happy has a lot of really powerful 0s. I did mention that earlier in the video too. They have the Kaoru Katsuki, they have the Amagi, they have the Climax Search, they have the Drop Search that gets a soul.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of really, really impactful level 0s.
Like if this could grab anything, I would just give it like I would probably be a B minus. Like in a deck where you don't want to mill super hard, where you'd rather just play Warehouse, it's kind of like an alternative to Warehouse, but it is Hello Happy trait lock. So whatever. Mm-hmm. All right, next event.
Is this me?
Yeah.
All right, we have Moment in the Sun. It's a 1/0 counter event. If you don't have any characters with Chisato or Kanon in their card name, this can't be played. Choose one of your characters, gets X power until the end of the turn, where X is equal to the number of cards in your stock multiplied by 500.
Oh, is this gloves? Is this gloves for Chisato Cannon /Fic deck?
Yes.
Okay.
What's gloves? Hold on.
Gloves is it's a card from Rewrite that first had this effect. They are counters that pump for 500 times your number of stock.
Yeah, I refer to this as the Peachon effect.
Yeah.
Oh, it is Peachon. You're right.
Yeah. I think we've had glove stuff before Peachon, but I guess that's the most recent memory.
And I think what's interesting about this is that Chisato and Kanon aren't in the same band.
No,
they're not.
So this is for either Pastel Palettes
they can be the
or
same
Hello
color,
Happy.
Andy. They can be the same color. Okay, so there is a big thing with this set where there are off-band pairings of like characters that have had promotional art together, or like I don't know, characters people like to ship because it's a fucking idol game. Everyone's gay. So yeah. There are a lot of these events. Like, I believe there is one for... I think there's one for every single band. There's like a Sugu and Sayo. There's like...
I know there's a Hagami
Sayo and
Kasumi one.
Hina.
Yeah, it's Hagami Kasumi.
Hagami Kasumi, yeah. So, like, these are all over the set. And I literally think the restriction makes this card garbage. Like, absolute unplayable trash. What does this go into? Like, you're wanting in some, like, very, very specific Chisato Cannon /Fic deck. Like, I was joking, but now it's real. Now that's real.
I mean, I guess it could go in that hypothetical blue-yellow toilet stock soul, put your entire deck into stock Hello Happy deck and have a Kanon Imagi in the back row.
And there's a Chisato Brainstormer for the number of colors.
But
Yeah.
Yeah, all the dual pairing events seem pretty shit.
Yeah.
I remember, I don't know a lot of cards in the set, but the Hagami and Kasumi Mill 4 events, very bad.
It's very bad.
Yeah,
I actually dislike that Mill 4 event.
I'm gonna slap this with our first. I'm gonna give it an F+. This is the only F we've given out in yellow, or I've given out in yellow.
I don't think it's. I don't think
it's F tier. I think we gotta save that for something really bad.
You think?
I think it's.
All right.
Yeah, it's still
okay.
It's still P-chan.
D-. It's not though, because how do you play it? How do you play this card?
You have a Kanon on board.
You either play Pastel Palettes and have your Brainstormer in the back row, or you play
Hello Happy and have your
notable
Brainstormer in the back
this
row.
literally has anti-synergy with the Cannon level 1. Because you spend stock to do Fever. So you have less stock.
This is what... Oh, yeah, I was going to say this is free, but it doesn't matter.
And you can grab anything off Cannon Fever. I'd literally just rather grab 2
Yukina
backups. Yeah, like before I grab this. Well, you can't grab this because it's a fucking event that we haven't seen any way. Wait, you have to draw this, right? There's literally no way to get this.
There's no way that we.
Yeah, there are no way. I think
this,
that's true of all of them. That you have to just draw them.
Yeah, maybe D- then.
Yeah,
this card is almost F. It's pretty
it's walking the fine line.
Yeah, fine line, but it is BanG Dream. It's hard to find Fs.
Wow, we made it through this whole video. No Fs.
Yeah, no Fs. All right, yeah, I think that's it for yellow, right?
That is it for yellow.
All right. See you next time, guys.